Hello everyone! Welcome to this week's video. First off, do not be alarmed. These two men will not move, they will not blink, and you will not get the strange looking snow-like confetti thrown on you. After all, it's just a picture. And that is because we're talking about our next topic, which is writing from pictures. So, let's go ahead and take a look at these two guys real quick, and then we'll get talking about writing from pictures. So go ahead, take it all in. Notice the box right here. Notice his hand is the one throwing the confetti. Notice the annoyed look on his face, the excited look on his face. Look at the way his mouth is shaped. He's probably making quite the noise. Notice their sweaters, very Christmassy sweaters. We got like a reindeer hat on. This is good stuff. Alright, so when it comes to writing from pictures, here's the big picture. Everybody always says a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what we're going to do is we're going to start playing around with creative writing, thinking creatively, thinking a little bit outside the box. And instead of using a keyword outline based off of a source that we see, you know, like reading a text about Mother Teresa, or reading a text about the Middle Ages, reading a text about American history, what we're going to look at is looking at a picture and creating a keyword outline, creating ideas from the picture that we see. So, before we get started on this particular picture, let's go ahead and look over the questions that we need to think about. First off, we should figure out what kind of details we need to take notes on. So, for example, we need to know, who are these people? What are they doing? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? Why is this situation happening? Why in the world is this guy throwing confetti on this guy? When did this begin? How did this all start? Where is this? I mean, look at the building. We'll talk about that in a minute, though. How is this being done? How is this being said? And what might happen after this? So let's go ahead, and from our imaginations, let's go ahead and start doing this. And of course, we're going to use our powers of observation to look at this and see what we might be able to derive from the picture itself. So first off, who are these two guys? Well, I would say, if I had to take a guess, they're probably brothers. So I'm going to go ahead and jot that down. They're brothers. This guy's the younger one, this guy's the older one. And let me tell you, the older one is annoyed by the younger one. We can tell that very plainly. Let's see, so what are they doing? Well, obviously this guy is throwing confetti at this guy. This guy is not looking too happy. And I've got to be honest, I know that it's a picture, but it almost looks like they're posing for a picture, hence the little bit of a smirk on his face. And perhaps that's why this guy decided, oh, let's throw some fake snow, woo! So, that would be what I'm guessing. What are they thinking? Well, let's see. This guy looks like he's enjoying himself. Thoroughly. Probably way too thoroughly. This guy is annoyed. He probably thinks his little brother is the most annoying person on the whole planet. And why in the world does he have to throw confetti on me while we're getting a picture taken? That's what I'd say they're thinking. Feeling. He's happy. He's not. I'd say he's quite annoyed. I think annoyed is the best word we can use for him. So now we get to the situations where we have to start thinking a little bit more creatively. Things that are not necessarily in this picture are things that we need to start answering questions to. For example, why is this situation happening? What's going on between these two before now? I mean, is it one of those things where younger brother loves Christmas so much and it just makes him crazy, and he enjoys the attention, and he drinks way too much eggnog and eats way too many pieces of candy and has way too many chocolate covered Oreos, and so he just has so much sugar in his system that he completely goes berserk, and he's the calm one? I mean, we have to figure out why this is happening. So what you have to do is kind of create some ideas. And sure, some of the ideas may sound a little bit ridiculous. It depends on what you think might be happening. And since we're being creative, I'd say that's what it is. He always gets pumped up on the sugar, and he is tired of seeing that. After all, this guy looks like he's probably in college by now, and he really needs to learn better. I would say that's part of the reason behind the situation. Now, when did this begin? Well, it looks like it's the holidays, so it's probably been going on for years since they're brothers, and so we can start playing with that. Now, where is this? Now, if you look very closely, this is a drape right behind this guy, and you'll notice that the walls are kind of a very 70s looking look here. I would say it's their mom's house. They always come back to have Christmas with Mom at her house. They probably live in a different place than she does. And she's had this place looking the same since they were in middle school, like you guys. And that is what the problem is here. Now let's see. Now let me answer that question. How is this being done or said? Well, again, this is one of those things where we have to think a little more into this. After all, he looks thrilled. So everything he's doing and saying is probably out of excitement and out of, a desire to spread Christmas spirit and joy and happiness and everything. I wouldn't say he's like a Scrooge, but he just doesn't seem very excited. He seems very annoyed. Maybe there's something in particular that's bothered him this year. Or maybe it is the fact that they're growing up and that he's having a hard time with it. Or he doesn't think his brother is handling it the way that he should. And last of all, what might happen after this? Well, I suppose this brother only has two choices. He could turn around and yell at him, or maybe take him aside, be gentle. Maybe he walks away from the situation. But whatever the choice is, we've got to try to figure that out. And to be honest with you guys, there is no right or wrong answer to this. As long as you can back it up, as long as it's something that's reasonable that you can see in this picture, then that's okay. But we have to make sure that something that we're deriving from this picture, from what we see going on, from what we think these guys are like, and that we stay consistent with our ideas. So from my ideas that I have just spoken to you, I'm going to create a keyword outline. I'm going to jot down those things so that way I can remember it, and that way when we come back next time, I can go ahead and write from these ideas. So that's all for this week. Gave you a little bit of idea of how to look at a picture, start creating ideas. So as always, let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you all in class.